There's a type of question that doesn't seek truth, it seeks control. If you've ever felt that unease, that twist in your gut, when someone asks you something that sounds innocent but feels off, then this is for you. Liars don't just lie with words, they lie with questions. Twisted questions, loaded questions. Questions designed not to understand, but to manipulate. Once you understand them, you'll never see the world the same way again. Let's dive in deep, unfiltered, and tear apart the psychological games that manipulators play, using the same tools the Stoics used to see through deception and stay unshakable in a world full of shadows. This one is a classic gaslighting grenade. It's not a question, it's an accusation in disguise. Here's what the liar really means. I want to cross your boundaries, and I need you to feel ashamed for noticing. Remember what Seneca taught us. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. This question weaponizes your imagination. There's a type of question that doesn't seek truth, it seeks control. If you've ever felt that unease, that twist in your gut, when someone asks you something that sounds innocent but feels off, then this is for you. Liars don't just lie with words, they lie with questions. Twisted questions, loaded questions. Questions designed not to understand, but to manipulate. Once you understand them, you'll never see the world the same way again. Let's dive in deep, unfiltered, and tear apart the psychological games that manipulators play, using the same tools the Stoics used to see through deception and stay unshakable in a world full of shadows. This one is a classic gaslighting grenade. It's not a question, it's an accusation in disguise. Here's what the liar really means. I want to cross your boundaries, and I need you to feel ashamed for noticing. Remember what Seneca taught us. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. This question weaponizes your imagination. Instead of rushing into blind trust, apply the Stoic principle of apatheia, calm detachment. Don't react, observe. If someone drops this line on you, slow down, breathe, and say, trust is earned through consistency. Are you asking me to ignore my judgment? A liar won't have an answer. They'll change the subject or get angry. Let them. This is the liar's deflection move. They frame your curiosity as aggression. They flip the script. Now you're the villain, and you're backpedaling, explaining, and apologizing. For what? For thinking? The first step toward wisdom is knowing when to be silent. But silence doesn't mean surrender. It means choosing your battles wisely. This question deserves neither a yes nor a no. It deserves stillness. When someone throws, "Are you accusing me?" at you, hold eye contact. Pause for 2 to 3 seconds. Then calmly respond, "Should I be?" 9 times out of 10, they'll stutter because liars expect panic, not power. This one is poison wrapped in velvet. It's not a real question. It's a performance. They want you to imagine them as incapable of deception, as pure, noble, and shocked that you'd even consider doubting them. But think about it. Why would someone ask that unless they already know you're close to discovering something? As the Stoics would say, do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about others. It hinders your understanding of what is. This question is a misdirection. It invites you to speculate instead of observe. Don't answer the question. Answer with a question of your own. Next time someone looks you in the eye and says, "Would I ever lie to you?" Pause, then calmly respond. That's not the question. The question is, would I know if you did? They won't expect that, because liars operate in fog. You've just turned on the floodlights. Translation: I don't want to be held accountable. This is the liar's final card. Emotional exhaustion. They want you to feel tired of questioning them. They want you to give up, not because you found clarity, but because you've been worn down. The Stoics knew this tactic well. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it's not right, do not do it. If it's not true, do not say it." Liars want you to move on before the truth is uncovered, because if you stay just a little longer, you'll start connecting the dots. Once that happens, game over. Refuse to be rushed. Truth doesn't have a deadline. Respond with quiet certainty. I'll move on when I understand what happened, not before. They'll hate that because it means you're anchored in truth and they can't move you. Final warning: liars don't just lie with words, they lie with feelings. They twist your perception until you can't tell if you're losing your mind. They'll make you feel guilty for being smart, ashamed for asking questions, cold for being logical, and unreasonable for having standards. They'll spin the narrative until you become the villain in their story. Just for noticing the plot holes. But understand this: you are not broken for having boundaries. You are not cruel for asking hard questions. You are not paranoid for wanting the truth. You are not too much for wanting peace that isn't built on lies. You are just awake. And most people hate the awake ones because they can't be controlled. They can't be manipulated. They see through the veil. The Stoics didn't seek comfort. They sought clarity. They trained their minds to remain sharp in a world designed to dull them down because they knew a brutal truth. A man who sees clearly becomes dangerous. He doesn't chase validation. He doesn't beg for loyalty. He doesn't explain his standards. And he can't be seduced by false flattery, fake humility, or manipulative innocence. So remember these 5 red flag questions. Each one is a chess move designed to blind you. Each one is bait wrapped in sugar. But now you know the game. Now you know the tactics. Now you're the player, not the P. The fire drill of truth. Every time someone makes you feel off balance, run a mental drill. Is this person seeking truth or control? Am I being guilted into silence? Would Marcus or Seneca tolerate this kind of question? What happens if I don't answer? Who gets uncomfortable? Would I say this is healthy if I watched it happen to a friend? If the answer stings, trust it. If your gut knots up, don't ignore it. Your instinct isn't broken. It's under attack. Liars prey on those who doubt themselves. Stoics train themselves to never flinch. And now, so can you. Not by fighting with anger, but with awareness. Not by being aggressive, but by being unshakable. That makes you dangerous. Because when you can say calmly in front of a liar and see right through them, you've already won. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.